Hi guys, my name is Seniorman Leah Yonker, and today I'm going to be your instructor on expressing your dog's anal glands. Now I know what you may be thinking, why is this lady talking about my dog's anal glands? Why are we talking about that at all? Pump the brakes, hold on for just a second, and I will get there and I will explain to you. So before I get started, just a little bit about myself and my dogs and why I got into this expressing anal glands in the first place. So I'm 25. I've had both of my dogs for about 4 and 5 years now. I've had them both since they were 8 weeks old, and now they're 4 and 5 years old. So I've had a really long time with my dogs. Within those 4 and 5 years, I've had to make plenty of vet visits, whether it's being spayed or neutered, getting shots, they hurt themselves, they need to be checked out, they need their anal glands expressed. There is multiple different reasons, and I decided that I wasn't going to pay $100 to have my dog's anal glands expressed. So I decided to research it, figure it out what I need to do. So backstory on that, when I first discovered dog anal glands in the first place was because my dogs, while I was just watching TV one day, minding my own business, they're minding their own business, got up out of his bed and he sat on my carpet and drug his butt across my carpet. At first I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, that's kind of weird, why is he doing that? But then I started to kind of smell this weird, funky, nasty smell, and I was like, okay, something has to be fixed because this is nasty. So I went to drgoogle.com and I researched, why is my dog doing the boot, scoot, and boogie across my carpet? Why is their butt stinking so bad? So drgoogle.com told me that it could be their anal glands that are needing to be expressed. There's a bunch of different reasons why the anal glands would need to be expressed, and we'll talk about them a little bit later on. So our objective for today, we're going to identify what dog anal glands are, and we're going to go over how to express them at home. So our objectives for today, we're going to talk about the anatomy, where they're located, and the purpose, why they're there in the first place. We're going to go over some warning signs that you can look out for. We're going to go over expressions, and I posted a video in here of me actually expressing my dog's anal glands so you guys can see that it is easy, it's quick, it's free, and you can do it on your own. And then we're going to go over some cleanup procedures just so we can get rid of the germs and go on about our day. So the anatomy of the anal glands. So the anal glands are located on the anus of the dogs. There's 2 anal glands per dog, and they're located on both sides of the anus. And as you can see, they're super tiny little bean-like shapes on both sides. The anal sacs, which are the anal glands, they hold the anal juice fluid in there basically. So what secretes as the dogs defecate. Next slide. So the purpose of the anal glands is to lubricate the stool as it exits the dog's body. How it works is the dog's stool will press up against these little anal glands, and it will end up making the anal glands secrete a little bit of that fluid, and it helps to lubricate the stool as it comes out. Now, a couple of things that you want to look out for, or reasons why anal glands could be needing to be expressed in the first place. So if your dog is scooting across the carpet, their bums are irritated and they are trying to relieve the pressure and the irritableness themselves. So they're going to scoot across your carpet. They're going to lick their behinds. Mine like to lick their behinds under my bed in the middle of the night, and they don't like to stop. Or there could be a fishy smell. So my girl dog, she has a really strong, nasty fish smell when her anal glands need to be expressed. My boy dog, his smells just like sewer, like a dumpster, just really nasty and foul. And that's how I know that their anal glands are needing to be expressed, usually before they start scooting or anything like that. This last warning sign over here is the impacted anal gland. So whenever the anal glands are not able to naturally secrete themselves, the anal gland juice kind of builds up in there, which causes a huge abscess of the anal gland. It causes it to swell up, and it could become infected. It could burst and leak everywhere, and eventually you're gonna end up having to take your dog to the vet to get that anal gland expressed if it gets that bad to begin with. So we're gonna go over actually expressing the glands. So some supplies that you'll need. Obviously, you're gonna need your dog. When you do express dog anal glands, there are some optional supplies. You can wear gloves if you want to. You can use wet wipes if you want to. Neither of them are mandatory. It's just personal preference. If you don't want to get the anal gland juice on your hands, totally understandable. Just use gloves or a wet wipe. And then the last thing that you're going to need is some treats to give at the very end and tell your dog, good boy, good girl. So actually expressing the glands. You're going to need to put yourself and your dog in a comfortable position to where it's not awkward for either one of you, even though it still will be. So what you're going to do, you're going to pull up on the dog's tail, and you're going to get your fingers into a little pincher position. So you pull up, get your little pinchers ready, and what you're going to do is you're going to kind of go in there underneath their anus, along the sides, about 4 and 8 o'clock if you want to think about it on a clock. So you're going to pull their tail up, stick your fingers back there, and you're going to kind of feel around for the dog anal glands. And like I said, they're super small, just little bean-like shapes. So when you do find them, keep your fingers on them because they're going to be hard to find again. So actually expressing the glands and getting down to business. So, like I said, you're going to position yourself to where you have a good angle. So, there's multiple ways to do this. You can put yourself on the side of your dog and express that way. What I like to do is I straddle my dogs so that way they can't run away because they don't like what I'm doing. So, next thing to do, locate the glands with your fingers. Like I said, just feel around with your pinchers and see if you feel any little beans up in there. And then the last thing you're going to do, when you do find it, you're going to squeeze together and you're going to squeeze up and out towards you. So you're going to kind of milk the glands. So the cleanup process. So once you're done expressing your dog, you've got the fluid out of there, you're going to wipe up your dog's bum with a wet wipe. The last thing you want is the leftover anal juice just sitting there, getting all over your carpet, getting all over everything else, and just stinking up your house. So just clean up their butts. You're gonna wash your hands with warm soapy water because like I said, the smell is pretty strong. You don't want that smell onto your hands lasting throughout the day. And then you touch everything, germs, just ew. So wash your hands afterwards. And then the last thing, you're going to give your dog a snack, a treat. You're going to give him a good pet on the head. You're going to tell him, you're a good boy, you're a good girl, I'm proud of you. However you want to say it. Just make sure you give them a little treat at the very end. So now is the application. It's time to actually express your dog's anal glands. And here is a video of me actually expressing my dog anal glands so we can see. So in here, I have my snacks, I have my wet wipes, and like I said, I like to position my dog in a straddle position, just trap her legs behind me, so that way she can't get away. I've got my wet wipes, wiped her butt, pulled up on her tail, got my pinchers, and I'm just squeezing to try to get some of that fluid out of there. And it takes a minute, doesn't come out immediately, so you just have to do your best. And as you can see, got some nasty anal gland juice on there. And now I'm giving my dog a treat because she did a good job. Alright, so in conclusion, now you should know everything that there is to know about expressing your dog's anal glands. As you saw, it's super easy, super cheap, doesn't cost you a thing, and you can do it right at home. So we went over the anatomy and the purpose, where they are, why they're there. They're on their little anuses, and they're there to lubricate the fluid, or lubricate the stool as it comes out of their behinds. We talked about some warning signs, what you can be on the lookout for. We talked about actually expressing your dog's anal glands, and then we talked about the cleanup process. So as you can see, it's super easy, super simple, super everything. It's easy to do. Why not give it a try if you see your dog doing anything weird or smelling? So not only will you be helping your dog out, saving them from frustration and irritableness. You'll also be saving yourself from money, saving money from a vet bill. So, thank you for watching my presentation. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Thank you for watching.